It's July 25th, 2014. I have a cold, so I don't sound as distinct as I would like to sound, or as articulate. That's what I mean. In any case, yesterday I posted a video where I read the beginning of something that I hadn't finished. I've added more to it. It's still not finished, and it still doesn't have a title. But we're going to go from the beginning again, and I hope you find it diverting. You can't write about American life without making it look bad. I wonder what my mother would think of that line. She hated flag-waving, nationalism, and breast-beating. But running into a sentence like that one would make her smile muscles loosen. She would greet it with a flat expression. "Why is all American life bad?" she would say, and I would have to say, "You can't write about it without making it look bad. That doesn't mean it's actually bad." My mother would then start to grind her teeth. But the sentence remains. You can't write about American life without making it look bad. If my father found that sentence typed on an otherwise blank piece of paper, he would have read it and read it again. He would then pick up the piece of paper, hold it under a light, and look at it from the other side. Again he would look at it, from the front side this time, and read it out loud. He would say, and hand it back to me. I often wrote about my parents. They liked that, or I think they did. But I never did write about America. But there I go again, losing sight of whatever this is about. Let me tell you something strange. It didn't take place in the United States, but near it, on the ocean, the Atlantic to be precise. I was 10 years old. The ship was orange, or orange where the paint hadn't chipped off. My parents were on board, and so were my two brothers. I would say the moon was up, shining through clouds which looked like sea foam, very yellow sea foam, but it wasn't out. I don't think this was any later than 4 in the afternoon. I was sitting just beyond the railing at the bow. I wanted to see the sea foam. A few hours earlier, my father had pointed at the railing. "Don't go anywhere near there," he said. My parents went in to eat, or something, because we all ate together in the uncomfortable dining room, where we also slept, it being an overnight voyage. I don't know where my brothers were. Just after boarding, we'd stood above the hold and made mooing sounds at cows who were below. They mooed back. I walked all over the deck. Seeing no one was around, I walked close to the railing, which was no railing at all, it seems to me. Maybe on starboard or larboard. I've read Moby Dick and think those refer to the right and left sides of any given ship. The railing would have been at least knee-high, but at the bow there was just a lip about 4 inches high. I felt, if I gripped it, I could sit just beyond on the outer edge. I looked around. What a headline it would have made. American boy disappears off the frigate Ile de Saint-Pierre. Who would possibly have noticed if I'd just dropped off the bow? Nobody'd seen me climb over the little ledge, and if they had, they weren't racing forward to grab me. Maybe there's some old salt who remembers his relief on seeing that kid maneuvering back from the bow. But no one reported me or mentioned it to me. I was very disappointed in the yellowish gray of the sea, and I was very glad to smell the bacon in the dining room. I hated the bacon, though. It was leathery. In 2 things, therefore, I was distinctly American. I did something because I was told not to, and I had no appreciation of food and shelter. Actually, those don't sound American, Canadian, or French, but they must represent something about someone.